Walker, Country Day.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I'm going to try this. I've been selecting constant presence, but I didn't click this apply layout to all participants. Okay, so now maybe that will work properly. How are you guys?
Good. Had
Uh,
a, had a,
what's the matter, Logan?
I'm kind of concerned about my computer.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I don't know, and it's kind of new too, which is kind of concerning.
yeah. What's happening?
Okay. I think the battery keeps shorting. I'm not really sure. It just keeps cutting off randomly.
Uh-huh. Is it still under warranty or do you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you take it back.
yeah.
Well,
Still made me a little weary though. Yeah.
we'll see what happens today. If, um, so I'll wait for Walter to make the general announcements. Ah, that looks like him. Uh, so we have a quiz. Hi, Walter.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you?
Good.
All right. Uh, so we have a quiz today, quiz 7, and so you need to get on eCollege to do that. And the password is inversion. Inversion. Okay, you done, Walter?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay. A little bit for the other guys. I just put 10 minutes on it. If it's not long enough, then, it's just, we'll see what happens. Get into it. So it'll probably shut the other guys off. Walter, you didn't do, did you do your journal assignment?
I'll do that right now.
I'm done.
Okay, great. Ryan, thanks for yours. Thanks. Your journal. Logan, you didn't.
Yeah.
So you need to do that. All right, another minute. Probably shut you off.
Yeah. I've got 40 seconds-ish.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, good. So it does tell you the time. I didn't realize that. Yes, it tells you how much time you have left.
Yeah, it counts it down at the bottom.
Okay, good.
It concerns me a lot.
Okay, I have a couple of little announcements first. Yeah, so the journal I told you need to do it. I have a story, a short story. I had a student. Sorry, bear with me. I had a student at College Prep, which is the name of the College Preparatory School. A terrible name. That's where I used to teach. And there's just, I'll skip the story about why it has that name. But anyway, it's a school like yours, a private high school. And there was a student, Julian was his name, about 10 years ago, and he got into MIT. And he went there. And then during his freshman year, he sent us all an email. And he told us how he was doing, and which was fine. And he told us a story that I never forgot. And the story is he had a test coming up, a big test in a math class that he was taking. And he was confused about some of the stuff. He just, couldn't quite understand it. So he was walking in the hall, and in the math building, and there was a door open, and a professor was there working. And he thought to himself, what would I do in high school? I would go talk to one of my teachers. So he knocked on the door and he said, Professor, his name was on the door, Professor Stein, whatever his name was. I'm having a little trouble with this material. Can you help me a little bit? And the professor said, sure. And he went in and spent like 45 minutes with him and straightened them all out. And he did really well on the test. And he told us that story. He said that was probably the most important thing that I learned at college prep. So that's my story. Enough said. And then homework. So I put up. What we're going to do, Walter, is we're not going to have. You're going to Shanghai, right? Shanghai.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 weeks. First week we're not going to have class. Next week we're not going to have class at all. And I put homework. I'm going to have 3 parts to the homework. So part 1 I put up under March 20th, and then we're going to hold. I'm going to hold a class with Ryan and Logan the second week that you're gone, but you won't be marked absent. It's just like a office hour kind of thing. And I may do some additional things that are applications of what we've done. No new material, interesting things. And also I'll answer questions. That's what I said. That's the big thing, is I will answer questions and try to get everybody really up to speed. So that's what's going to happen. And then I will post the parts 2 and 3 of the homework on March, those dates, which are in eCollege. Now, I haven't put anything up there yet, but under March 31st, that'll be part 2, and April 3rd will be part 3. And then, so I'll post them before those dates. I'm just going to use those as placeholders, and I'll get it up in the next few days. So, don't leave it all to the last minute, because it'll all be due on the 7th, but don't leave it all to the last minute. That would be a big mistake, especially since you'll be able to ask questions about it. We'll have more time. Okay. And then test 3, I'm going to send it out on April 3rd, and then it'll be due in a week. So that's April 10th. And you'll have to set that up, and that's the first week that Walter will be back. Okay? I see smiles. Okay, good. All right. We're all okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. I'll assume your silence is a yes. All right. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So I'm going to show you something interesting, just for fun. I'm going to share my screen here and make sure it's the right one. Yes, it is. Okay. Share entire screen. And I am going to go over here to this monitor and get up this interesting thing that can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I have a colleague and friend who teaches at another magnet school in San Francisco. His name is Bruce Cohen, and he also did some work for industry and stuff, and he's very tech savvy. And he works with this. So if you want to look into this is called Sage Math, which is an open source alternative, and it's very technical, and evidently you can do a lot of things with it. But so he taught people about Sage. But what I wanted to show you is this. And this is a chessboard and an image under a pre-image and an image under inversion. I have to get Walter down here. So there. And so what he says is down here, and then I'll show you. Assume a standard chessboard, and he constructed a unit circle with a center at the center of the board here. So this is your unit circle right here. And then he inverted each square in that unit circle. So what happens is, and the figures have a different scale because everything outside the circle goes inside. So the circle on the right this is the same unit circle that this is, but it's blown up so you can see it. So everything outside goes inside, and the 4 pieces, the 4 quarter circles on the inside go to the outside. Yeah, he said, note that the 4 center squares of the pre-image have an image which would extend to infinity. So it's clipped. And then he did something with the color that's interesting as well. Colors of each square are polar coordinates of 1 point in the pre-image. So I guess that's how he does the math. But the sentence that's more important for us is dark colors indicate positions closer to the origin, and the hue is based on the angle. And notice what changes in the image. So the dark colors, here's a dark red, and this is a lighter red. And then the hue changes a little bit. So this is red goes into orange, goes into yellowish or yellow, and then into green, and then greenish blue, and then into blue, and darker blue, and then into purple, and back to red. So he uses those colors that way. And this is what the image looks like. I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that to come out like that.
It's cool.
Yeah. So one thing that you see that I'm going to ask you to try to show why that's true in the homework is that under inversion, lines go on to what? This is a line here. What does it go on to? What are these things here?
A circle? Or
circles. Yeah, they're circles. They're parts of circles. So lines go on to circles, and circles also go on to circles. It turns out, and some circles go on to lines. So everything which is either a circle or a line becomes either a circle or a line under inversion, which is kind of an interesting fact. And the proof of that is interesting also. So I didn't just say prove it. I gave you some diagrams and some thoughts, and you'll need to draw some auxiliary lines. So that's why I put up the GeoGebra diagrams in Doc Sharing, so you can use it. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. It's kind of. I also put that up so you can in the class files. Oh, that reminds me of something else. I put up the files always in the class files, so a lot of files are up several times. But if you start on one, then you should continue. Don't start again on a new one. Maybe I shouldn't even put up new ones. Use the old one because I want you to revise things, and I'm hoping that I'm requesting that you really pay attention to the comments that I write and use those to revise and make corrections. And in some cases, that's why I did it on the test. When I taught, I would always have students do test corrections for some credit back because that's important. It's supposed to be a learning experience. If you just I want you to make new mistakes, not the same mistakes over again. Okay. I'll close this. Close this. And then there is a file in Doc Sharing that we're going to work on a good section of today. And it's called Advanced Math Topics, and then this is TGA 6.3, which is just a reminder to me of where I got it from. It's the units that I wrote. And effects on perimeter and area. And actually, I modified it so there's a 3D section also. So the document looks like this. So I'd like you to get that document up. And while you're doing that, I'll tell you that. I want you to open Adobe Connect after you do that in the Friday. And so I'm going to have you guys share some of your work after. So we're going to work on this. And we'll do some of the first part together. So let me know when you have it up.
I have mine up.
Okay.
I also have mine.
I have to. Yeah, I want to share my screen. I should have said share entire screen. There. Close this. There. Now I can see everybody. Walter, you got it?
Yeah, I've mine.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah, so here's what I want you to do. And if you have some scratch paper, or you can use graph paper would be great. I hope you have that. If you don't, you can use GeoGebra and make a show the grid. You guys know how to show the grid in GeoGebra? Anyway, or if you have graph paper, that's fine. So here's the story. So draw a. This actually says to do it in GeoGebra. Okay, so let's do it in GeoGebra. Fine. So use the coordinate plane, and so what you do. Let me share my screen for a minute, and I'll show you something. So go here, and I'm going to open GeoGebra. And if you select, I think it comes up automatically in algebra. But if you go into algebra instead of geometry, you get a grid. And then under, let me make it big. Yeah. Under graphics, if you click the little triangle there and make it down, then you see this grid here, and show or hide the grid. As long as you have the move tool selected and you don't have anything else selected, and then you can just click the grid, and you see the grid. Okay. And then when you make points, it has a preference for lattice points, that is points with integer coordinates. So that's useful. So going back to this. So I want you to draw a quadrilateral, and at least one of you do a rectangle. So who wants to do a rectangle?
I'll do the rectangle.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Okay, and the others, you can do a rectangle if you want to, or you can do, but I want at least one of you to do something different. Some quadrilateral, make it orange, and make the vertices lattice points, that is integer coordinates. And I will show you something, quickly, something interesting that you can do, and that is if you want to make a point, you can use the point tool and make a point, or down here in this input bar, I could type A equals parentheses 2, 3 in parentheses, and then when I hit return, it puts a point A in that spot. So that's another way to get a point, which is convenient. Okay, so I want you to make a quadrilateral, and then perform this transformation, a horizontal stretch, which doubles the x-coordinate. Now, you're not going to be able to do that with the transformation tools, but you just do that on the coordinates. Just figure it out. And make the image quadrilateral, and label the vertices using, so you can rename using prime notation. Rename the vertices, and then calculate the ratio of the perimeter of the image to the perimeter of the preimage. And we'll compare our results. Okay, so you can either do that by hand if you want, or you can do it on GeoGebra. It's your choice. So I'll give you some time to do that. And I will stop sharing my screen. Okay. I'm seeing something interesting. In GeoGebra, I made a polygon, and under the measurements, you can measure distance. So you'll have to add those up, which you can do in the input bar. And then I want you to do the area also. And there is a tool for area, so you don't have to break it up or do anything. You just take the area of your polygon.
Is there a perimeter tool?
There is not a perimeter tool. There's a distance. So you'll have to add those up. Add the four slides up.
Okay.
So let me know when you're like I said, I think you can add them up in the input bar just by typing the four one length plus the other length plus the other length plus the other length, and then hit return. I'm going to try that. Yeah. So when you use the distance tool, when you click a side, it shows you its length. So that's nice. Wow. And then I'm going to try in the input bar. I'm going to try to add them up. So I'll just add my slides up. Yeah, and it gives you the result under a new number in the algebra window. There's a window on the left when you're in algebra perspective, and it shows you all the points and their coordinates and the segments. And if you type, length number plus number plus number plus number, and hit return, then in that pane on the left, it shows you the number. In my case, my numbers were A, B, C, D, and it gave me E equals the sum. So I didn't even do that for you. All right, let me know when you have your perimeters. When you have your actually, what I really want is the old and the new. And I know what I'll do. I'll make just a new Word document. I'm going to type in what you give me. I'm getting an echo for some reason. Make a table. I'll share my screen here.
Divide by... Don't keep on walking. Turn up at your box hero.
Okay. If you have your old perimeter and your new perimeter, can you give them to me? Walter, you done?
Yeah, that's 6.
Okay. And you new?
10?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can you get your areas also?
Yeah, it's 2 and 4.
2 and 4. Thank you. Okay, Ryan and Logan, when you're done, can you give me numbers?
Yeah. My old perimeter was 18.32,
Okay.
and my new perimeter was 33.24. Yeah. And then my old area was 16, and the new area was 32.
Okay. Logan, how are you doing?
Good. My old perimeter was 14.05. The new was 22.75. The old area was 12,
Okay.
and the new was 24.
Okay. All right. So, go back here for a minute and look at the questions. And I want you to fill these in. So, okay, so you did A and B. There's nothing to do. So we'll compare our results. And so what about the perimeter?
There's no constant ratio.
Yeah, right. There's nothing. We can't see anything. This is multiplied by 10/6, and so this is a little less than twice, and this is much less than twice, and this is they're not the same if you divide. What about the areas?
It's a factor of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the areas are double. So fill that in on. So for C, you want to write something like nothing it's not predictable. Change is not predictable. And for D, write the observation about the areas. And then do EFG. You don't have to do anything else. I think you, and don't worry about your answer working. Well, yes. F is going to be not predictable for a vertical stretch either, so that's not an issue. But for G, we're generalizing to factor K, and be sure your answer works for negative scale factors as well as positive ones. That's important. Okay, so do E, F, and G. In E, you'll have to just write something similar to this. All right, and let me know when you're done. Excuse me. Okay. Walter, you're done, right?
Yeah.
All right. Ryan Logan, still with me?
Yes. I just had to type out G, but I know what I want to say.
Okay, good. So what do you want to say for G? That's the important one.
That the new area will be or can be predicted by multiplying the old area by the magnitude of the scale factor.
Right. Good.
Or scale factor K.
Yeah, the stretch factor in this case.
Great, yeah.
Sorry. That's right. So you multiply it by the absolute value of K. Right. Okay, good. So that's good. Now let's go on to 2, where we're going to do the same thing. And you don't have to redraw. Actually, you can delete your image. But this time we're going to do a dilation, and we're going to see the effect on perimeter and area. So you're going to multiply both coordinates by 2, not just one. You could draw a polygon and use the dilation tool to do that, and with a scale factor too. It occurs to me. So you can use GeoGebra to do that. And then you want to compare again. You want to compare the perimeters and the areas. And this time I'm going to go to Adobe Connect and let one of you, so I'm going to stop sharing. And no, I do want to share my BlueJeans, but I'm going to let one of you share your Adobe Connect screen with me, and you can share your GeoGebra or your sketch if you did it in GeoGebra. Oh, no, I need to make you guys, yeah, Ryan is on. Make you a presenter. And when you get on Adobe Connect, I'll make you presenters.
Okay.
So, Walter, can you get? Oh, you've had trouble sharing your screen, is that right? Walter?
I can try again.
Try again. There you are. Okay, I made you a presenter. Why don't you try, Walter, see if you can share. Yeah, no, I don't think it worked.
I'm getting the pop-up, so. Yeah.
Okay, what does it pop up say? Does it say just it didn't?
Well, I'm getting the interface.
Oh, here it is. Oh, no, it's happening. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right, I'm gonna make that me. There we go. Okay. Um, did you do this in GeoGebra?
I did it mentally.
Oh, you did it mentally. Okay. Uh, all right. What about Ryan and Logan? What did you? How are you guys doing it?
Okay, I'm about to like put down my like my perimeter and area.
Okay. So why don't you do that? And Walter, why don't you stop sharing and let's let one of the guys
Oh, okay.
who did it with GeoGebra share. Okay. We got like 4 minutes left, so can you do this in a minute or two?
Yeah, yeah.
Where'd my calculator go? Cool.
Okay, are we close?
Yeah.
Okay, so can one of you guys share? Even if you're not done with the measurements, just share your screen.
Okay. I can do it.
You got it.
One sec.
Okay.
The pop-out's coming.
Okay.
It
Okay.
should be loading.
All right. Good. Yeah. So,
So here's mine.
yeah. Good. Okay. Good. So, uh, let's do done. Yeah. So you can get the areas. That's good. So get the
Yeah.
area.
Okay. I have the perimeter of both, or I have
Oh,
the.
good.
So this is the perimeter of the new, of
Yeah.
the indigo one or the bigger one, and
A little more.
I believe and then the perimeter of the old one was 18.32, right there.
Okay. Oh, good. So you have.
That's from the last calculations, but I used the same.
Right. Okay.
So I don't think those.
Yeah,
Those
I
will
think you
line
made
up.
a mistake. You made a mistake somewhere. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh.
Those 8.54s. If you look at your numbers, okay, look at the third number.
This is for my. This is for just the stretch.
Oh. Right.
So here are the sides.
There you go.
All the purple ones right here.
Yeah. So what happened to the sides? Just look at each individual side. So D versus D prime, and C versus C prime. What happened?
Okay. These ones doubled.
Yeah, they all doubled. Right. So what's going to happen?
Okay.
So what's going to happen to the perimeter?
It's gonna quadruple.
If each side doubles, think about that.
Oh, the perimeter. Oh,
Yeah, the perimeter.
It's just gonna be double then.
Yeah, the perimeter is going to double. That's right. And what's going to happen to the area?
It'll quadruple.
Quadruple. That's right. And if the scale factor were K, what would happen to the perimeter?
It'd just be 2K. Wait, no. Or just K times the perimeter.
That's right. The perimeter would get multiplied by K. And what do you think would happen to the area?
Would that be multiplied by K squared?
Yes. Good. All right. Well done. Okay. So part of the homework is to finish the sheet. And that was an important thing that you just said. Because it's K in each direction. It gets multiplied by K in this stretch for the area, and then it gets multiplied by K in this stretch also. So that's why it's K squared. Okay. We are done. And Ryan and Logan, I'll see you a week from Tuesday. And Walter, I'll see you 2 weeks from
2 weeks.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks
And
from Tuesday.
have a great trip to Shanghai. Enjoy.
Thank you.
And get your Chinese even better, right?
Yeah.
Is it Mandarin?
It's Mandarin.
Yeah,
It's
Mandarin. So your Mandarin will blossom. have a great trip. All right,
Thank
take
you.
care, you guys. See
You
ya.
too.
Bye.
Bye.